The topic to be discussed in this video is security challenges in IoT. Challenges related to security services like authentication, privacy, trustworthiness, confidentiality, okay, coming to privacy. Privacy is one of the most sensitive area in the context of IoT because in IoT all objects are connected to the internet and they communicate with each other over internet. Hence, privacy issue is critical. Privacy issue is play an important role in IoT applications because unbounded number of IoT devices are connected to internet for their communications. Open to all universe. These devices are open to all the universe and communicate with each other over the internet. Privacy issue is critical one. As the internet gets varied, that means diversified with new type of devices and heterogeneous networks. IoT uses and IoT because of that diversified devices and networks and heterogeneous operations, interoperability operations. It is very difficult to maintain privacy. Ownership of these devices by the users does not exist. The issue of privacy is extended. More privacy is playing important role in IoT applications. Unbounded devices are connected to the internet. Entire internet play an important role. These devices are communicate with each other through internet. Hence, privacy issue is critical. Next one, identity management. Privacy is one of the more sensitive areas in the context of IoT. In IoT, all objects are all IoT devices are connected to the internet. And they communicate with each other. Communicate with each other over internet. Hence, privacy issue is critical. As the internet gets diversified, that means diversified means various with new type of devices, with new type of new types of devices and heterogeneous networks. And heterogeneous networks. Heterogeneous means different kinds of networks. IoT users and devices have to access the digital world with a wide range of methods and protocols. IoT users and devices ways to access the digital world with wide range of methods and protocols. Ownership of these devices by the users does not exist. The issue of privacy is enlarged. We don't know who is operated, who is installed. Therefore, ownership of these devices by the users does not exist. The issue of privacy is extended. The issue of privacy is extended. As the internet get diversified means varied with new type of device and heterogeneous networks, different kind of networks. New types of devices are also added. But IoT users and devices have to access the digital world with wide range of methods and protocols. That is also one of the security issue. Ownership of these devices by the users does not exist. Therefore, the issue of privacy is extended. Next, identity management. Due to scale of economics in the IoT, scale of economics means unbounded number of things or objects are involved in accessing IoT networks and communicating with each other. Scale of economics means in home automation case, we use a few number of IoT devices for the are required provide communication among these devices. For implementing the operations in the home applications, home automation. In case of factories, huge number of IoT devices are required to perform their operations. And that is called as a scale. Due to scale of economics in the IoT, unbounded number of things or objects are involved in accessing IoT networks and communicating with each other. Hence, efficient and lightweight identity management schemes are required. efficient and lightweight identity management schemes are required. Distribute, that is the main important challenging task in identity management. Lightweight identity managements are required to identify the objects which are connected to communication network. Lightweight means small size IoT uses small size packets in their transmissions. Distributed and the dynamic nature of IoT. Distributed nature of IoT makes the identity problem more challenging one. Distributed and the dynamic nature of IoT. Identity of these objects are a challenging task. Next one, trust. Trust is an essential and integral factor to consider when implementing IoT. Trust is an worthiness. Trust is an essential and integral factor to consider when implementing IoT. In an uncertain IoT environment, trust plays an important role in establishing secure communication between things. Uncertain means some problems, some areas, suppose in the military areas, that is uncertain areas, some wireless sensor nodes are deployed to extract the enemy target's information. Unwantedly, third-party sensor node involved in that communication enter into that area and disturb the communication. Wrong information sent to base node. That is also one of the security challenge faced by the IoT applications. Therefore, in an uncertain IoT environment, trust plays an important role in establishing secure communication between the things. An effective mechanism to define trust in dynamic and collaborative IoT environment. You must design an effective mechanism. An effective mechanism means in military applications area, some nodes are placed. These nodes are sense the environmental conditions and generates the data. After that, the data is transformed into another form that is called as by using some cryptographic algorithms. That is called as encryption. Encrypted data that is sent to the users, trusted users. Okay, the trusted users decrypt the data and suggest some actions. Some enemy target is entered into that one in our area. Please take care like that. Okay. An effective mechanism, that is an effective mechanism in that case is encryption and decryption of the data. Next one, end-to-end security. End-to-end security. End-to-end security measures between IoT devices and the internet hosts are equally important. IoT device to device, device to host, device to another one like that. End to end, one device generates the data, another device receives the data. One device generates the data, another host computer receives the data. That means end-to-end security play an important role in IoT application. That is also a challenging task. Applying cryptographic schemes for encryption and authentication codes to a packet is not sufficient for the resource constraint in IoT. Applying cryptographic schemes for encryption. Algorithm, public key and the private key. With the help of that algorithms, transform the data into another form. In some cases, authentication codes to a packet is not sufficient for the resource constrained in IoT. Suppose for that authentication purpose, we need some power. More operations must be implemented. More operations must be implemented means more power is wasted. Power is the crucial application in IoT devices. Low power, because all IoT devices are equipped with low power batteries. That is that even authentication is added, no doubt some security is provided, but power is wasted. That is the reason that end-to-end security is also a challenging task in IoT applications. Authentication and access control. Authentication is the identity. Authentication is the identity established between the communicating parties. That means you have to provide and login IDs and passwords to trusted people or those who are involved in the IoT communications. These trusted people are acts as IoT devices. Identity play an important role. Authentication and access control is important to establishment security communication between multiple devices and service. Only authenticated devices must be involved in the communication and accessing their applications. That is also one of the challenging task, security challenging task in IoT applications. Interoperability and backward compatibility are the two key issues to the addressing. Interoperability means different kinds of networks, different types of technologies, different types of devices are there. That is in such a cases we have security provision is the challenging task. Interoperability and the backward compatibilities are two key issues to be addressed. The example is Wi-Fi roaming. Wi-Fi roaming device uses UMTS at core networks. Wi-Fi roaming means one device in one network, another device is in another network. Two different networks. That means how to provide interoperability between these two networks, two types of networks. IoT supports such type of platforms. Suppose example is Wi-Fi roaming device uses UMTS. Next, coming to attack resistant security solutions. Security solutions. Due to diversity, that means varied of these devices and the end users, there should be attack resistance and lightweight security solutions. Attack resistance is compulsory because unbounded number of IoT devices are connected to the internet, communicate with each other and exchange their information. Sometimes that information is open to all. Some attacks are created. Third parties are access that information, modify that information, and send to the other devices like that. Some attack resistance security solutions are compulsory in IoT. All these devices in the IoT have low memory and limited computation resources. Thus, they have vulnerable to resource attacks. That is the one of the constraint in IoT devices: low memory, low limited computational capabilities, and low power. These are the IoT constraints. Some vulnerabilities are means unwanted things are also vulnerability. Suppose one device come into the picture and he access their resources of the other devices. That means vulnerabilities. Suppose in some applications, whenever the device join and communicate into the network, keying material security and the domain part connection could be tapped. Suppose in one network, 4 devices are involved in communication. 5th device is also forcefully joined. That is called as extract the information generated by these 4 devices. That is called as eavesdropping, tampering the information. Attack has been occurred. What are the possible attacks? Denial of service attack. Denial of service attack means even communication is there, need communication, but some devices are forcibly enter into that area, extract the other devices participation in the valuable communication. That is called as a denial of service attack. Flood attack. Flood attack means one device, a third-party device, forcefully enter into that area, and unwanted messages are forcefully injected into that network. That is called as the flooding. You have to create some remedy plans to address these attacks in another big challenge attacks in IoT applications.